Hey everyone, welcome. My name is Jodi Amen and I help sensitive souls heal themselves so they could heal the world. I'm so glad that you're joining me for this video because I want to talk about the drama triangle. And this is a bit of a buzz lately. This has been around since 1968. Stephen Karpman created this drama triangle to explain conflicts in relationships. And this is really helpful to us now as we're thinking about people who have experienced trauma or experienced chaos, which is almost every single one of us, some insecurities in our past. Often those insecurities bring a sense of worthlessness, bring a sense of powerlessness, and a feeling of out of control. And we could see that it's created in a context of our lives. Out of control context. So that could be trauma, that could be war experience, it could be a pandemic, it could be parents fighting. There's so many different ways that this insecurity or insecure or chaotic time was that broke down our trust. Broke down our trust in ourselves and broke down our trust in relationships in these chaotic contexts. And that's why anxiety is growing so much, is because in our culture, we have structures and contexts in our culture that create this kind of insecurity. And when we feel insecure or worthless or powerless or out of control, we try to grab control where we can. That is a very human response to that situation, is to try to get control over a situation, a person, a relationship, a context. And sometimes if we look for control or power, if we try to get power over, it's usually unsustainable. I call it pseudo power because of its insustainability, we have to keep grabbing it or keep trying to get it. And we constantly fear that we're going to lose it. And so we have to keep trying to get it. But if we knew how to connect with our real sovereign power, like our empowerment, the things that we truly have power over, then we would be able to sustain that power and we would be able to engage in non-conflictual or healthy relationships or mutual uplifting relationships. When we are trying to grab for power because we're so worried about being out of control, we're so panicked about not having control, we tend to get lost in the drama triangle. So I'm going to show you a picture of what the drama triangle looks like because the visual is really helpful here. These are like one up ways to relate and then a one down way to relate. And up here is the prosecutor. That's somebody who maybe acts judgmental, maybe acts mean, negative, passive aggressive, also abusive. It could be in that part of the triangle. They are trying to get power over somebody else, trying to manipulate a situation or trying to get power over somebody. And then there's the rescuer. Those are like maybe the people pleasers, people who want to, because they're feeling out of control, want to contribute, want to create their worth by doing. Like they're only valuable if they're doing. Now, people who are good people and help other people, I'm not saying they're all in this drama triangle. This is an example of how we can try to control a situation. So there could be some shadowness to that rescuer. It's like you're only worthy if you're rescuing. And you look at everybody and worry about them not being okay. And you're like doing their homework for them. It's like a parent who does their homework for their kids to make sure their kids succeed. Or like that lawnmower parent who does everything. And so the kid doesn't have to do anything. You're not actually helping anybody by doing that. But you're so constantly trying to feed your own sense of worth by mattering. It's not necessarily healthy or uplifting. There's very chaotic. You can't sustain it. So you have to keep doing it and keep doing it. But you're still feeling inadequate. You're still feeling like you're not good enough. Right? Then you're on the drama triangle. The other corner is a victim role. So you feel like a victim of the world. Everything that's happening is happening to you. It doesn't seem fair. A lot of things are not fair. And they're literally not fair, but it's how we understand everything. So we read the world through it. And also, so when you are on the drama triangle, you want to engage in relationships. This is the only way you understand that you could control a relationship. So if you like somebody, you want to get close to them, you will feel comfortable if you are, or them, you want them to be in one of the corners and you be in one of the corners. And sometimes that changes for the person. Sometimes they have ones that they really like to repeat, and sometimes they jump around, but they only feel comfortable in one of those corners. And if they're not relating to somebody in the drama triangle, they feel like they're not close to the person. So either they'll cut you out and forget about you, or they'll keep trying to re-engage you in the drama triangle. And if you're in a relationship with somebody like this, it is very difficult in a lot of ways. And you could see it in yourself. You could see it in others. It's not like you always do this. Some people are in extremes. They're always relating inside the drama triangle, and they don't know how to get out of it. And it's scary too. It feels like you're in the drama triangle or you're not close with anybody, and you isolate yourself completely. And you think it's self-preservation, you think you're trying to protect yourself, but you're just making it worse. Or you're trying to, become the victim. So if you're in a relationship with anyone who keeps trying to engage you in one of these roles, and then you're not engaging, they think that you left them, that they lost you, even though you're present, you love them, you're there. And so you want to know how to get out. And you can't make somebody get out. You could invite them out. You could be in that uplifting and kind relationship where you have boundaries and you don't engage in their drama triangle because you don't feel like being controlled. In each of the corners, there's a way to, they're all manipulative in a way. And manipulative is such a horrible term. It sounds like so sinister, but I'm saying it in like the literal way. It's a way to control a situation is what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're sinister and they're manipulators like we use that word nowadays. I'm saying it in the connotation of the word and not in the meaning of the word. It's a way to try to get out of it something that you understand or you feel comfortable with. So it's weird because it's chaotic, but it's a chaos that they know. So it's suffering, but it's a suffering that they know. And so it feels safer, even though it doesn't feel safe. So it's really hard. They stick on it. And so the way to get off is to build trust in yourself. So when they build trust in themselves, they don't have to control. You actually are building that real sovereign power, that empowerment that is actually sustainable. And then you could engage in these healthier relationships. I hate using the word healthy, but I can't think of another way to do it because I don't like the dichotomy between it's either healthy or not healthy. I mean, there's total shades of gray in here. So a lot of times people call this like codependent relationships on the drama triangle. In that connotation, which comes from the 12-step program, is unfortunate because the word codependent is an awesome word. I mean, it's great to be codependent. We're social beings. So we've kind of adapted interdependence as a beautiful thing, and codependence has that negative connotation, unfortunately. It's an unhealthy enmeshment of a relationship. Like there's not any boundaries that keep people safe, and there's often a lot of conflict on the drama triangle. But that conflict feels controlling in a way because you could control the narrative in that conflict, or you could try to, get someone to feel bad for you within the narrative or help them save you. So you could see somebody, I wish I had a lot of time, I could give tons of examples. So say you say to somebody, you made me feel bad. And then they say, stop criticizing me. I really can't handle it if you criticize me. And you're like, you made me feel bad? And I don't get it, right? They're on the drama triangle because they're inviting you to be the prosecutor and then be the victim. You could have somebody who you are, again, you're trying to give them feedback on something they've done to you, and they try to gaslight you into what you must have misunderstood because they didn't do it. They're trying to engage you to save them, to see them, to renegotiate that narrative of what you think it is and how you think they broke your boundaries. And they want to renegotiate so you could deem them as forgivable or that they really didn't do that, right? So they're engaging you to try to be the savior role. There's so many different examples of this. Ooh, it's just really something that it shows up in a lot of relationships. I have this one person, and one of her family members is just lost in the drama triangle. Substance is a problem in this relationship. And so when this family member often says to this person, we're not as close and it's too late, we'll never be close. Because the person that I talk to does not engage in the drama triangle. She does not engage, but the person keeps trying to invite her in. Like, you are not fair to me. You're always criticizing me. So she's inviting her in to be the prosecutor. Well, that person's the victim, right? There's always like bopping around. Sometimes they're like judging you, right? The prosecutor is judging you, and they're inviting you in to be the victim in that victim role for them. Or they want you to see you as a victim so they could rescue you. They want to see you as someone who needs help so that they can rescue you. They're just constantly inviting you into one of those roles because that's what they understand. And if you're not engaging in those roles, sometimes in extreme, they feel like they lost you. You're not close anymore. Like they don't have you because they don't have control over you. And we don't need control in relationships. We don't need control over the other person. That's a false need. It's a pseudo need. We don't need that. We need people who see us. That's all. We just need people who see us, who love us, who accept us. And that is completely and totally outside the drama triangle. Someone who accepts us, someone who forgives us, someone who cares and thinks about us, and loves us and wants that companionship. Those things are completely outside the drama triangle, but they feel calm. And if you've had a lot of if you've had a lot of trauma in your life, that calmness doesn't feel safe because it feels like the other shoe's gonna drop. And if you're in that situation and you don't know when you're gonna lose the person, I don't know why you're assuming you'll lose the person, but you're like, I don't know when I'm going to lose the person. I can't instigate them to just kick me out sooner. You feel out of control. But that could be a relationship that's wonderful and great and uplifting and awesome. And so I share with you the drama triangle. It could be you. It could be someone you love. It could be someone you're working with. It could be a client of yours that you're working with as a coach or a therapist and trying to help them get out. And what we need to do in those roles is help them build trust in themselves, help them know how to build that worthiness of their self. And so we need to heal that trauma by healing that unworthiness that the trauma had caused and lifting them up and building that trust in themselves. So I hope this is really helpful. Please share this with all your friends because this is something that a lot of people really need to hear to understand why they feel crazy when someone's doing this to them and they really need help understanding it. So I really appreciate that. And I have an online school and community called Earth Wisdom for Higher Consciousness. It's got loads of free content in there and also other courses. And I'm going to release some support groups coming up for parents, for people, for therapists and coaches to really up-level their self-care and their emotional bandwidth so that they could serve the world in the way they need to serve it, or they feel such a huge calling to do. So again, I'm Jodi Amen. Thanks so much for watching this video. Stay tuned. I got a lot more for you. In the meantime, be present and let that you want to be shine through.